slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. Hoo-ha, we're back with more Tarkir Dragonstorm spoilers. Starting our list off today, we got another siege in Hollowmurk Siege for black and a green. You get an enchantment that reads, when it enters, you can either choose Sultai or Azban. If you choose Sultai, you get, whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card, and it triggers only once each turn. Choose Abzan. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. It gains menace until end of turn. Hoo-ha! Next up, we have Herd Heirloom. So a green and 1 for an artifact that reads, tap to add 1 mana of any color, spend it only to cast a creature spell. Tap it until end of turn, target creature controls power 4 or greater, retains trample. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, I like this a lot. Green Stompy deck's gonna like this card. Not gonna lie, good card. Then we have Rebellious Strike, which is a white and 1. Instant reads, target creature gets +3/+0 till end of turn, and you draw a card. We have Feral Deathgorger, kind of a beefy black and 5 for a 3/5 dragon with flying and death touch. When this creature enters, exile 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Or you have a Sorcery Omen of Dusksight, which has it's a black and 1. Put a +1/+1 counter up to 1 target creature card, 1 target creature, and you draw a card. Hey, that ain't bad. We have Breaching Dragonstorm, which is the red Dragonstorm. It's a red and 4 for enchantment that reads, when it enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. If you cast it without paying its mana cost, that spell's mana value is 8 or less. If you don't, put it into your hand. And when a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. Ew. I can see a lot of uses for that. Hoo-ha. We got Narset's Rebuke. So a red and 4 for a instant that reads, Narset's Rebuke. 5 damage to target creature. Add blue, red, and white. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Wow, this is a card that does stuff. Sure, it's a little bit pricey for a removal spell, but you get like 3 mana back, and it, if the creature would die, you exile it. So, definitely something to look at. Next up, we have Naga Fleshcrafter. So, it's a blue and 3 for a 0/0 snake shapeshifter. You can have this creature enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Okay. And has a renew ability, pay a blue and 2 and exile this card from the graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on target non-legendary creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay. Shapeshifter's doing shapeshifter stuff. Next up, we have another powerful card in Rot Curse Rakshasa. So it's a black and 1 for a 5/5 demon with trample, but it has decayed. So it can't block, and when it attacks, you sacrifice it at the end of combat. But it has this nice little happy renewability for a black, 2 black and X. You can exile this card from your graveyard and put a decayed counter on each of X target creatures. Activate only as a sorcery. Yahoo! So you can just, you know your opponent's about ready to attack, and they got a big board state, you can just wipe out all their creatures, and they'll all have, or just, you know, as some insurance against having your opponent's creatures attack. I'm not going to lie, I like this guy. Next we have Corey Steel Cutter. A red and 1 for an artifact equipment. Group creature gets +1/+1, has trample and haste. Not bad for 2 mana. And it has a flurry. When you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess. And attach its equipment to it. And you can equip for a red and 1. Not gonna lie, this is a fun little card, fun little equipment. Ooh-ha. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Yeah, I am. Okay, we have Luxodon Battle Priest. So it's a white and 4 for a 3/5 elephant cleric. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control. Okay, he's not bad. We have Sun Pearl Kirin. White 1 for a 2/1 Kirin with flash and flying. When it enters, turn up to 1 target non-land permanent you can control. If it's a token, draw a card. Next up, we have a card that was hinted at in the Rosewater spoiler that is incredibly powerful. This is the Game Ender card that was spoken of in the Rosewater spoilers. So, Wooburg, which is white, blue, black, red, green, for enchantment that reads, dragons you control have indestructible. Ew. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each color, put a +1/+1 counter on a dragon you control of that color. You put +1/+1 counters on 5 dragons this way, you win the game. Yeah, somebody's going to find a way to break this and win the game real quick. Pairs well with both the Ur Dragon and Tiamat. So this card is going to be fun. So Songcrafter Mage is a green, a blue, and a red for a 3/2 human bard with flash. When it enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains harmonize until end of turn. Its harmonized cost is equal to its mana cost. Hoo-haw. We have Nature's Rhythm, another powerful card that's only a rare, and I would think it would be a mythic at what it does. So it's 2 green and X. For sorcery reads, search your library for a creature card, that value X or less, put it onto the battlefield, and then shuffle. And for 4 green and X, it has a harmonized cost. So you can do it from your graveyard and reduce the cost of bringing a creature card out. We have Lightfoot Technique. White 1 for instant reads, put a +1/+1 counter. Target creature gains flying and indestructible till end of turn. Yahoo! We have Bewildering Blizzard. 2 blue and 4 for instant reads. Draw 3 cards and creatures your opponents control get -3/-0 till end of turn. Okay. Blue doing blue stuff. Unending Whisper. A blue mana, sorcery reads, draw a card, and it has a harmonized cost of a blue and 5. Okay, some more card draw. We have Dragon's Prey. So a black and 2, instant reads, spell costs 2 generic more to cast if it targets a dragon. Destroy target creature. We have Will of the Abzan. Okay, black and 3 for a sorcery that reads. This is one of the commander cards. Control commander can, as you cast the spell, can choose both. 1, any number of target creatures. Each sacrifice a creature with greatest power among creatures you control. That player controls and lose 3 life. And return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, yeah. That's doing stuff. Arbor Adherent. So green and 3 for a 2/4 dog druid. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color, or tap it to add X mana of any 1 color, where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Oh, okay. Big old dog mana dork here. We have Canopy Gargantuan. A beefy 2 green and 5 for a 7/7 dragon with flying and ward 2. Beginning of your upkeep, a number of +1/+1 counters on each other creature you control equal to that creature's toughness. Ew! That sounds like fun. Jaws of Defeat. So black and 3 for an enchantment that reads whenever a creature you control enters, target opponent loses life equal to the difference between the creature's power and toughness. Ooh. Okay, we're thinking, some big things, just big things. Protector of the Waste, kind of a beefy 2 white and 4 for 5/5 dragon with flying. When it enters, it becomes monstrous. Exiles 2 target artifacts and or enchantments controlled by different players. So it has a monstrosity of 3, which makes it an 8/8 for a white and 4. We've got Rampart Architect. So a green and 3 for a 3/4 Elephant Advisor. When it enters or attacks, create a 1/3 white wall creature token with Defender. Whenever a creature you control with Defender dies, you search your library for a basic land card, draw onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Hoo-haw. We have Reunion of the House. So beefy 2 white and 5 for sources that reads exile. Return a number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Reunion of the House. Okay, so bringing some big beefy boys back from the graveyard. That sounds like a bit of fun. Well, lots of big stuff coming back from the graveyard. Tip the scales at a black and 2. Get a source that reads, sacrifice a creature. You do, all creatures get -X/-X till end of turn, where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. Okay, we're getting places. Board wipe. Okay. Effortless Master. A blue, red, and 2 for a 4/3 Orc Monk with Vigilance and Menace. This creature enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Cast 2 or more spells this turn. Okay. We got Temur Tawny back. So a green or 2, a blue or 2, or a red or 2 for 4/3 beast. As when it enters, draw a card and discard a card. Okay. Revival of the Ancestors. So white, black, green, and 1 for enchantment saga that reads, create chapter 1, create 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens. Chapter 2, distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Chapter 3, creatures you control gain trample and lifelink till end of turn. Solid saga there, I'm not gonna lie. We've got Scavenger Regent. Scavenger Regent is black and 3 for a 4/4 dragon with flying and ward, discard a card. Okay. A little hard to get rid of. It also has a sorcery omen of exude toxins for 2 black and X. you get each non-dragon creature gets -X till end of turn. Ooh, that sounds like fun. And because it's an omen, you can keep cycling it through your deck as long as you don't cast the dragon side. Not gonna lie, that could be difficult. And because it's -X, it gets around those pesky, indestructible type creatures. And because it's each creature, it's not targeted, so Hexproof and Ward don't touch it. And I'm not going to lie, I like this card. Well, let's well, that's all the spoilers we have for now. We're at 21 minutes. We'll see you on the next video.